For example, like if you guys are doing kickouts, or if you're doing a CC, or if you're doing the 6 steps, and how would you be able to connect that to another move aside from me, again, so this would be me doing a 6 step, and then me going directly into CC, right? So basically the premise that I really want to explore today is doing that same thing, doing 6 step, and instead of going directly into CC, maybe I can do a spin into a CC, right? So doing little small things like that to connect the movement together. And I want to do that on different levels at the same time. So what I'm going to have everybody do today, in addition to us starting out on the floor and connecting things together on the floor, I want to do the same thing of us starting from like our top rock position and then transitioning down to the floor, in addition to exploring ways to do either footwork, power, and freezes, getting back up into top rock position. So that's kind of like where my headset is at. And yeah, so for the very, very beginning, I want to just explore a couple ideas of what we could do hypothetically if we are to top rock. And keep in mind that everything that I'm about to go over, just to be really clear, technically this could be applied to anything. So even though like this is technically a breaking class, a lot of these ideas I think kind of just go hand in hand with this like movement as a whole. So, you know, I think that this can be just done with anything, all right? With that being said, I'm going to just do a couple of really easy top rock movement. And again, for those of you that don't remember, I think everybody knows this, but again, top rock is pretty much any type of movement that I do while I'm standing up. So like this cross step would be an example of some basic foundation, right? Me going backwards, doing the same exact thing, right? Me switching to Indian step like this, right? So pretty much doing anything along those lines would be where I want us to start. So even though I'm going to give us some examples and what we're going to do to help us transition to the floor, for whatever reason, if you don't want to use my example, you do not have to, because that's not the thing that's relevant. I'm more concerned about connecting point A, which could be anything that you want, down to point B, and really focusing on like that middle ground, on like what are we doing to connect us from here down to here, okay? But in my case, just to keep it super simple, let's use like the cross step. So again, I'm gonna start just right here, super slow, right? So instead of me just going like this to hit the floor, and without us being super boring and just doing, and this is not to say that, let me be super clear, this is not to say that you are boring if you do this. I just think that there are more unique and interesting ways to go about transitions. So there are a lot of like, quote unquote, like foundation, traditional steps that we can do in breaking, which one of them would be, again, we've learned this, knee drop, right? Doing something like that, or us, you know, doing a simple jump, and then going into a hook like that. But if we were to take, again, a simple movement just like this, right? Something that I would, you know, possibly think of that I really, really enjoy to do would be to then take this momentum and the weight that we are taking from this initial step and transferring it to the left. And then coming all the way down here, and then we would then spin out of that step. Okay? So if I add everything in motion, that would look like 1, 2, 3, and I'm stepping all the way down, and then from here, I'm going to use a very high level of force to spin all the way to the left, to then go into one clean spin, just like that, okay? So that's just an example of like how you can take something that, you know, is not super complicated in my opinion, and just make it look really smooth, really crisp, and help you pop and stand out like while you're dancing. Or if you want to beat kill, like if you know like the MC is going to go and say something like la, and you can anticipate when that's coming, this step right here could easily be the la, and then boom. If you're competing, you're doing a performance, everybody's gonna go fucking crazy, all right? Because you're listening, you're paying attention. And if you're able to intentionally do movement, especially connecting it with lyrics, or to like what the music is telling you to do, then that's just extra, you know, like points for you, in my opinion, all right? So when it comes to that particular transition, can we try it again? I'm gonna step once here, right? I'm super light on my feet. I'm not getting super deep yet. Cross, I'm stepping here. Now I'm gonna get really deep because I'm getting prepared to build the momentum to go into the spin. From here, I'm going to slowly come down, down. Now I'm on my knee, right? Now this is where things get a little bit tricky because this is a little bit of multitasking. The momentum that we just built from us stepping with that third step, we're going to use that to bring in this left foot, just like that, and this is just to help for balance. If you're spinning like this versus spinning like this, you will be more balanced with this versus this, because you're pretty much using this left foot as like, think of it as like a, what's the word? Yeah, like the thing on a bike.
Pedal?
No. Oh my goodness, this is happening again. Shame on me. Okay, so when you're riding, right, and it's something, it's like a kickstand in a sense that is going to be used to kind of like manipulate how much spin and how much momentum that you actually have. So instead of us going wild like this, you know, if I bring in this left foot, I feel a lot more secure and I'm tight. So you want to make sure that, and this kind of just goes with us talking about power moves as well, but anything that you're doing involving momentum, you want to make sure that you have control. So, you know, what I came to find out is that if I'm going to be doing this go down continuously, if I'm doing hip hop, if I'm doing house, if I'm doing breaking, I want to make sure that I have absolute control. There are some times where I do go crazy and my foot might not link, and then that's maybe might see me go like that, but I can still kind of like roll out of it. But ideally, if you're going to do this, you want to make sure that this left foot, again, is coming in, and that it's planting against your right knee for support. So at the same time, it is going to slow down the spin, but that's why it's important to make sure that you're adding enough force for you to be able to do one clean rotation. All right? So can we try that a couple times together? And then I'm going to have you guys practice that on your own. So again, you don't have to do this cross step. If you can You can literally go like this if you wanted to and do the same exact thing, all right? But just to make it super simple, let's just start with the crust step. So again, I'm stepping out here. Keep in mind, I'm not getting as deep as I want to go before I go into the spin. Bring it in, step it out, bring it in. I get super deep, and again, this is just a plan. You should feel the tightness. You should feel you building power right there to get ready to whip to your left. So from here, again, we're gonna come and whip all the way down as hard as we can and connect our left foot to our right knee and try to do one full rotation. And 3, 2, 1, down and spin. Just like that, all right? So, can I see everybody try that without me? And then I want you guys just to drill that by yourself for like a minute. I really gotta run to the bathroom as well, just to be very transparent. So, can I see you guys try it in 3? Also, just be mindful of your space too, all right? In 3, 2, 1, and go. Step, and step, down, and spin. So from half of you, it looked like half of you were a little nervous or hesitant to add more force. And I'm not sure if that's because you guys are hesitant about your knee, or if you're not sure like how much force you should be putting in. But from what I saw, I want to see everybody add a little bit more force.
I'm already feeling pain.
All right. So also, just to kind of like go back to what he just said, I'm used to using my knees in my dance. It's something that you have to build a tolerance to. This doesn't mean that I'm telling you to like intentionally like bang on your knee, but if you do this with caution, it should feel really smooth. And if you're just not used to it, this is why I think I mentioned this like a couple of classes ago. I should put this. I should tell Modega to advertise this. Bring knee pads, bring hoodies, because some of the movement that I'm gonna have us do. Yes, he learned. He learned. He learned. Yeah. So I mean, I hate to be that guy, but yeah, like just moving forward, just because like I don't want you or anybody else to get hurt, but just. You know, if it really, really hurts just for today, I don't know if you guys are willing to kind of like bite the bullet, or if you can just skip this altogether, because I don't want to make you in pain, but it is something that I do know that you can build a tolerance. For example, I have certain exercises that I do intentionally just to build the muscle around my knee, so that way I feel comfortable if I do need to spin. I'm still very cautious though, because I don't want to fuck up my knee, and I have fucked up my knees before. So I'm not saying not to use like your knee, and I do think that we all should be wearing gear, but if for whatever reason you just don't have it on you, there are ways to go around it. Because like I feel comfortable and I don't feel any pain, just because of what I've been doing to like strengthen like my muscles around like the actual sensitive parts of my knee. All right. But again, if it's like absolutely killing you, don't do it, because I don't want you to be in pain. But if you're able to tolerate it, you know your body better than I do, then yeah.
So I just started wearing like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because I would do this move where I would put my knee in my 6th step, slam my knee, slap my knee and slap it.
Yeah.
That's part of it, but the thing is, after a while, it was like one pressure point.
Yeah.
One point that was even like a nerve, but it hit my brain. So the pads.
Yeah. So
game changer.
you learn.
Yeah, with the pads.
I'm gonna demonstrate it again one more time. And again, when I step out, I'm here. I'm super light. I get down really heavy and really, really deep. I'm turning and spinning. I lost my balance right there. That's because I was leaning forward. When you're spinning, try, not unless this is intentional and you want to come down here to then maybe transition to something on the floor like that. You want to make sure that when you're in this position that you're trying to sit up. But again, you're spinning, so you're kind of going against your own momentum that you just created. So there are some times where I will admit that I do lose balance and I do fall over, but the goal is to try to keep your back straight while you're spinning. So that way you can kind of just finish just like that. You can go into something else from there and the list goes on. All right? Can we try that for like a minute? Without me, I'm gonna put the timer on. I really, really just gotta run to the bathroom. All right, and let's go. Thank you. However, that is just my take on this movement because this is something that I've developed like by myself. It started as an accident and I noticed that it looks really good and I stuck with it. So I see people doing different variations of spins, but I like to spin in that exact motion. So I want you guys to, so right now, like you were spinning on both your knees, which is not a problem because you're taking something that I gave to you and then you're switching it up, which is something that I actually encourage. So again, like this kind of goes back to what I say in other classes as well. Like if I'm presenting something to you, and you want to kind of just build off of what I'm already presenting to you, and you want to switch it up to make it more suitable for you, because we all have different body types, we all have different styles. Like I'm not here to like micromanage what you do, because we're just focusing on the movement itself, right? Not unless it's like you just doing an incorrect step, like when it comes to like your foundation. Like if you're doing 6-step, it's bluntly wrong, I'm going to speak on that. But for that, if you feel more comfortable spinning like this, 2 knees like that, that's fine. You know, because I just want all of us to get more comfortable with our transitions from standing up to hitting the floor. We're going to go over some transitions on the floor, then we're going to go over transitions from being on the floor to standing up later. All right?
Is most of the pressure like on the bone of your knee?
To answer that question, let me see. So when I spin, I feel it the most like right here.
Right, yeah. So I'm like doing it like over here.
So you're spinning up here.
Yeah.
Can you try leaning forward a little bit more?
Okay, sure.
On the leg itself? Does anybody else, like where are you guys feeling the majority of your spin?
I'm feeling it where you went.
Yeah, here? Okay, because when I spin here, again, it doesn't hurt at all. And I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page of like exactly where the pressure is. Because if you're spinning up here, that's where I think you might feel some, discomfort. But for me, I'm leaning forward. I'm literally like this. So this part of my knee is not touching the floor at all. It's mainly like right here when I'm spinning. Just to be super clear, all right? Question?
I do know that was it. When I tried to do like leg moves, like in high school, I did fuck up my left knee. So ever since then, I would wear like these volleyball knee pads.
Yeah.
It's like low concealing.
That's what you have. Yeah, I can kind of see it now.
It's like low concealing. So like if you like want to wear knee pads but you don't want them to show, then I think volleyball knee pads are pretty good and they're pretty cheap. So
Nice. Yes.
When we continue to spin, like, am I also pushing off my own knee, like off my ankle? Like, what's gonna also help me?
So I think that's a really good question. So I think that, for example, when I'm doing that motion, I'm not actively putting a lot of pressure to connect this. It's more like this is here. Like it's like they're touching, and but it's secure enough to the point where I know that like it's not gonna move. But at the same time, I'm not like actively like be as tight as I can. It's like I feel it, and there's like a healthy middle ground where it's not like super loose where if you go like that, I'm gonna go like that, but at the same time, I'm not like aggressively forcing it, if that makes any sense. It's like I'm putting it into place just right here, and it's secure, but it's not like super tight, but it's not like super loose either. So I know that might sound hella vague, but it's like I want you just to be super conscious and aware that, again, if you make it too loose, your foot will go flying. If you make it too tight, it just might feel uncomfortable.
You're not wrapping your heel around your knee, does it matter?
I think that, like, for example, if you want to have this heel stick against this just to help with your placement, I would recommend that. Let me try to. Yeah, because when I do it, I notice, yeah, I am pushing back. Now that I'm super conscious of me demonstrating it, I bring it in, and this foot I think is actually coming a lot further back than I anticipated. Now that I'm actually really teaching it, this foot will slide in and kind of hang out right here. There are times though for me watching my own footage where I do have it here, but I think just for everybody else's sake, I think it is a little bit easier if you hook it. So I'm happy that you pointed that out because now I'm conscious and I'm learning myself as I'm teaching, and yeah, so.
I feel like that
yeah.
allows for that balance to be
For sure.
Another angle on the floor.
Yeah, but keep in mind, this is assuming that we're all adding enough force, because I think like when I watched everybody do it last time, I didn't see enough force from everybody. So can I just see us, can we just run it back like maybe like 2 or 3 times, and I'm gonna just move on to some different movement. And I wanted to like maybe break you guys up into groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because I want y'all to get hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, can we get like 4 people and then 3 people just sit out for now? It doesn't matter who goes first. I just want to have like a clear vision of how y'all look, and without you guys hitting each other by accident. So yeah, we're just gonna spin this through a total of just 3 times, back to back to back. That's cool. All right. Just make sure you guys have space. All right. So let's see it, and keep in mind you don't have to do this. You could do anything you want. So even if that means that you want to start here, right, and go into it like that, that's fine. However, I just thought that this might be the most simple thing to do, all right? But do whatever you want until I give you the countdown, 3, 2, 1, and that 1 will be the transition to go down, all right? You good?
Yeah.
You look confused. You good?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
Simple.
Okay. All right, 3, 2, 1, and go. Just watching. All right, 2 more times, please. And 3, 2, 1, and go. So 1, 2, 3.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Serious. I want the 3 of you to add, if possible, to add a little bit more momentum. I think you have enough spin. Because again, like what I'm looking for is this 1 full rotation, if possible. And again, this is your first time doing this, so like, I'm not coming at you, I'm just saying if you can. And if not, that's fine. All right, one last time before we switch. And 3, 2, 1, and go. 2. So, question for the fellas. When you guys were all spinning, did you feel like it was more of a sense of a lack of control or a sense of caution or mixed? Okay, you're in pain. Noted. Noted. Again, in your case, I think that and this was after I asked you to lean forward more too. It's still so that like nothing changed. Or did you not? Or did you forget?
Give me like a few minutes.
Okay, but that's only, again, I don't want you to do, I'm so sensitive of making sure y'all don't get hurt.
Yeah.
So this is only if you feel like you can handle that. Because my priority is your safety.
Yeah.
So just please Okay, but for you guys, would you say that it was more an issue of caution, or would you say it's just more of a lack of control, or a mix of both?
Mix of both, I'd say.
Mix of both?
More towards caution, to be honest.
Lack of control?
When I was going down, like, I didn't get the time. I feel like I didn't have enough time to get set. I was putting too much force.
Okay, so I think that it's gonna take more time, you know? It's just getting more familiar with the movement. Again, like, I never expect for people to just get anything on day one. For the people that do get it, it's like, okay, dope. But like, I was a very slow learner, just to put myself out there. So like, I don't know how you all feel if I present like information to you guys and you're not able to achieve it, because like breaking is just something hard. So, you know, just keep that in mind, all right? Can I see next three, please? All right. So again, you can do anything that you want technically to just get the build up. You don't have to do those 3 core steps. That's just something that I thought that might be the easiest, you know, but you can do whatever you want. All right, so let's see it in 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, let's see it 2 more times. So the one thing that I noticed about the 3 of you that I want to see is just a little bit more power. Okay, and again, if you feel like it's a lack of control, then I want you to try to be more conscious of taking this left foot and bringing it here, right? But just adding a little bit more force. So like,
After this, if I keep my back straight
yes,
and I twist off with my arms, my balance will be up, right?
Yes. Yeah, because again, from here, like boom, boom, here, turning, and even, so I didn't mention this, and this is for you guys in the back as well. This is something that I think that could help a lot. So while I'm turning, right, as I'm turning to my left, please, I hope this doesn't sound confusing. As I'm turning to my left, I am going to stop and then shift to the right with my hips and my hands. So as I'm turning this way, I'm also going to turn in the opposite direction to try my best to build even more momentum. So I don't know if everybody understood that, but again, as I'm here, right, and I'm deep, I'm turning, and when I get to about this point, I'll go back to get a little bit more extra force. So even when I'm here, I still have enough momentum, enough momentum to be able to slide, right?
Yeah.
And that's just from like that extra.
The second one is your shoulders, not your head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's just something that I want us to think about, and I want everybody that's standing up just to try one more time with this information, because that's something that I did not even think about. Okay. Can I see you 3 try 2 more times, and then I just want to see everybody in the back try one more time, and then we'll wrap it up. All right. And 3, 2, 1, and go. Yep. Okay, so I wanted to see more.
I wanted to feel the.
Yeah, I wanted to see more.
I think I feel that too. It gives you that
Yeah.
little bit extra momentum when you're down
It does make a difference.
It lets you keep the balance
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah. One final time, and then everybody in the back one final time, and then I'm gonna wrap it up to something else. All right. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Boom. Boom. Okay, so what? Yeah, I think that you tried to spin before your knee actually came all the way down. That's what I observed. And then for you guys, I just wanted to see again a little bit more. It's still like a power issue.
I was going for it.
Yeah. But again, can we switch? Can I see the people in the back? So with that information that I just provided, again, when we're all here, right? So I am turning, and when I get about the midway, I'm stopping, and then turning to my right. And then I'm adding an additional whip, right?
I think also one major thing I'm noticing,
What's up?
you're swinging your arms when you're more down, so that you have that horizontal dimension, momentum from that being down at that point from your arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if everybody's able, again, it's a very weird feeling from being here, again, here, here, and then I think once I'm like facing the white wall here, I notice that I will go back in the opposite direction. So then, again, I'm using my arms. I'm adding force with my actual arms. Okay, so if you're not really like yanking your arms, like that's just a disadvantage, all right? And that looked a lot cleaner, yeah. Okay, everybody in the back, just one more time. One final time, yeah. And then I just want to work with some stuff on the floor. So,
That's the first two, right?
yeah. Even though I know you're good now, but I still want to see it like one more time. Yeah. All right. So, we ready? Are you good to go?
No, yeah.
I'm just thinking.
I think I was pretty on one piece.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure that like you don't die.
It feels a bit better on my right.
Okay. So again, think about the arms as well. Just one final time, and 3, 2, 1, and go. 2, 3. So it looked like everybody spun a little bit more, which was the goal. So again, the balance is another issue, because that's just something that you just gotta get used to, but cool. All right, so moving forward, I wanna kinda dive into some floor work transitions now. So I know that maybe we are all not the most comfortable moving and exploring on the floor. So I wanna go over a couple things that have been very effective for me. Starting with just this stance right here. So I normally refer to this as neutral position, like when we're stretching and things like that. But one thing that I noticed that is not necessarily like a move per se, but it's something that I like to use to connect from one thing to another, is me using a no-handed thread with my legs. And I think, Ethan, you might be the only person to recognize this, because I know you've been with me the longest here. But what we're going to do for this is we're going to take our right leg, and this is going to require significant balance. So if you're falling, that's okay. We're going to take our right leg, we are going to hook just like that. From here, I'm then going to twist to my left. My hips and both of my knees are going to go into the floor just like that. And then from here, I'm going to release this foot from my leg and then lift my right knee up, just like that. And then from here, we're gonna actually go back into the same thing that we just did. And I'm going to explain. From here, I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to now bring up my left knee, just like that, and this should all feel familiar. Yeah. And then from here, you add the natural momentum that you would get from the movement, from using your arms. Boom. Right? Just like that. So if we add everything together, right, without me using my arms, and if you wanted this to flow, that will look like, boom. Just like that. Question.
Wait, what?
Alright, I'll break it down. So, I just wanted to show you what it looks like in real time. So, for starters, again, we are all sitting just like this, right? Actually, better yet, before I have you guys get into neutral position, and just be very honest with me, because if you don't have an answer, like, I'm not trying to shame you. I just want to, like, an honest yes or no. Do we all have at least, and I think the answer is yes, but do we all have at least one footwork step that we are comfortable with?
Yes.
No. So if the answer is no, raise your hand.
Wait, on the floor?
Yeah, one footwork step. It could be, I don't care what it is, it doesn't have to be breaking, just one footwork step that if I were to ask you to just show me what an example of footwork would be, not to be confused with floor work, because there is a difference, then I want you to, again, if you don't have at least one comfortable footwork step that you can just do if your life depended on it, raise your hand.
I'm really safe and say no.
Okay, so I know you're you're okay. I know your story already. Yeah. So this is what I want the three of you to do then. So you know what we normally do for like warm up, the kickouts. Yeah. That's going to be 6-step does count. Yes, definitely. So 6-step CCs, kickouts. So again, this, right? This 6-step, which is this, right? That all counts, right? But what I wanted to do with this exercise, and the reason why I was asking everybody is because I wanted you guys to take your favorite footwork step or any step that you're super comfortable with. I wanted you to drill that step just to kind of like really make sure that this is a step that you're comfortable with. And then I was going to ask you all to go into neutral position and then go into that small combo that I just presented. Because again, the point of this is transition, right? It's connecting movement together. So taking something that you're 100% comfortable with and then creating a very intricate or very complicated point A to point B. So we're connecting things together. And using, for example, I'm going to use kickouts just for like my example. But what I'm looking to see is to see you do footwork step of your choice. So I'm using kickouts, right? And then from here, I'm going to come in, hook, twist, up, down, up, and spin. Boom. And then from here, in this awkward position, before I hand you the answer, I would ask, how would you get back into your favorite footwork position from this position?
Favorite footwork.
Yeah. So I can, again, like before, actually, fuck it. I'll give you a couple suggestions. Not to copy me, but what you could if you're really stumped, but more just to kind of help get your creative juices flowing. From here, a lot of you, again, if you guys know how I dance, I like to do like a lot of like under threads a lot. So I would probably do something like this and then go back, right? So that's one idea. So again, I'm here. I could do a thread like that, push this down, thread through, boom, right there. Again, that's just me playing with threads. I could be super dramatic. I could roll from this position. So for those of you that were here for like the threading class, I could grab this foot, reach, put that through, put it back, roll, sit up, put it back through, spin, come up, going back there. So again, these are just random things that are kind of just coming to my head of like how I would take a very common basic step and just connect the dots together. Because I think that, again, like everybody knows these steps, but the dancers that look attractive when they're moving, it's how they're connecting these simple steps together. It's the transitions, it's the timing, it's like the speed, it's the tempo, it's the level changes. So it's all these little tricky little things that they're doing that I want us to really dive into when it comes to connecting something. Again, like step A and step B could be super elementary, but everything that you do in between could be super high level. And that can make you, because again, we're all doing the same thing. Like when you're looking at dance, right? Like, or breakers or just any of the street styles, we're all doing the same thing, but what makes people stand out, you know? And from my experience of watching dance, it's the shit that they're doing to connect like all the basics together, you know? And just applying it and making it look clean, right? So, this, what I'm gonna have you guys do on your own for a little bit, it's gonna be a lot, but again, you're pretty much step 8 is to choose and think of a step that you're super comfortable with, right? And that's going to be the step that you're going to play with. Then I'm going to ask for you to go into this neutral position. You're going to do this whole little combo where you're going to take your right foot and we're not touching the floor at all. This is to help with your balance. We're taking this, we're hooking, turn onto our knees, right foot up, boom, right knee, down, left knee up, and using that momentum here, I already got my arms going, just like that, up, into spin.
Hold on. Can you go over like steps 2 and 3? Because like you're hooking,
But yeah, for sure.
And you're unhooking again?
Yeah, so again, the first step is we're hooking our right foot to our left ankle, right? So here, that's the first part, right?
Okay.
Then the second part is I'm taking my hips and I'm whipping it to the left and both of my knees are going to also hit the floor. And I'm also connecting my left foot over my right leg, just like that. So if you guys are looking into the mirror, you should look exactly like this. Your left foot is over your right leg. My hips and my chest are facing this way, right? So you see how your hips is kind of here a little bit? I want you to be facing here. It's like right now, you look like you're here. Oh, it hurts to move? Okay, you get a pass. You do what you're comfortable with. But from this position, we're now going to take our right knee. We're going to lift it up. Our hips and my chest are also going to turn towards the mirror. And we're also unlinking our left foot from our right leg. Just like that. Okay? So now we're going to go and do the exact opposite. We're going to bring this right knee right back down here. And now my hips and my chest should be facing this white wall. My left knee is now going to come up, just like that. And while this is coming up, this is where we're going to use like this prep time of us lifting up to also prepare the momentum for the spin. So at this point, you can get ready to really thrust like that. All right, so the second after your knee comes all the way up, we're gonna use our arms, we're gonna thrust. Oops, yeah, I didn't have enough momentum right there. But we're going to use that thrust to go into one spin, okay? After you do that spin, so after I'm here, right? Whether you're sitting clean and upright like me, or if you mess up and you're sloppy like this, I want you to think about, again, how would you go into that footwork position that you were in previously from this position? And this is where I'm asking you guys to get a little creative. Ideally, I don't want you just to go like this. No, because that's fucking black and boring. Don't do that. Like, I'm gonna be very blunt with that. Don't do that, because that does not look good. At any point, not unless like you're injured and you fucked up, like if you're performing or battling, please, for the love of God, never do that, ever.
Do that X again.
Like, so if I'm here and I was just saying, if I was asking you to transition back into whatever footwork step you were in, and you did something like this, no, like, no, because that does not look good. That looks like,
yeah, you're not
you're
not flowing from.
not at all.
Yeah,
Like, you're disconnected, you broke your flow. So again, so from here, again, I might, this is me freestyling now. I could come here. And then go into that. I don't know, something like that. But I'm trying to basically like use my body as like a puzzle, right? I wanna really get and play with patterns. I wanna get weird. I wanna do things that feel awkward. Because one thing that I've noticed is that when I'm super comfortable when I'm dancing, like, yeah, it feels good, right? But when I start challenging like my movement, that's when I start doing quote unquote like dope shit. So when I go back and watch my footage, a lot of the times that I'm doing some type of weird movement that I'm not accustomed to doing, I'm normally like very attracted to that movement because it's so unknown and unique. And again, you don't want to like you don't want to play it too safe like when you're dancing. Like this is our dance. Like this is a piece of you expressing you. So like you don't have to just, again, like if you're here, you don't have to just, I don't know, do something like this. That could be something as simple as, I don't know, maybe coming up, playing with this, doing little shit like that, or getting just really weird. Like, I want you guys to really just truly explore. Alright? So that's what I'm looking for, and that's what I wanted to do for like the next few minutes. And then I want to see what everybody came up with in the cipher. Are we comfortable and are okay with that?
Yeah.
Can we review the first thing?
Yeah, for sure. All right. So this is gonna be the full thing, right? Footwork step of your choice. I'm using kickouts, right? I'm gonna ask you to do that for a little bit. If you want to be adventurous, you can just do a series of footwork. So any footwork that you know, that could be, you know, you just playing with your feet. And then I'm gonna ask you to come here, hook, turn, up, down, up, spin, down, go back into whatever footwork step you were just in, and I want you to kind of like finish your set going back to the original step that you just did. But I think the key thing that I really want to emphasize is I'm looking for a flow. I'm looking for, like, it's okay to think and it's okay to explore, but you want to make sure that you're still conscious and you're still moving at all times. Because I see a lot of dancers, like in the ciphers, when I go clubbing, when I battle, wherever, and people, like, they'll think, which is not necessarily a horrible thing, even though I would prefer for you just to feel it out, but I get it. And if you need to think, I just want to make sure that you can still think and move at the same time. So there is a high level of multitasking. Yeah.
How do we explore when I don't have, like, I don't know, like the basic of the breaking step?
So
There's like thread or like you said.
Yeah, but again, like,
years of like exploring.
I want you to think about what I said at the beginning, right? So a lot of this, what we're going over today, can be applied to anything, and I'm not limiting you to just breaking foundation at this point. However, like, what I can do is I can provide, and this is why I was asking it, like, for you guys to raise your hand if you felt like you didn't have anything to work with. So if you feel like that your repertoire or like your arsenal or like whatever it is that you have already is not enough to even like explore with, that I can give you a series of like maybe 4 or 5 footwork steps that you can play with. So I'm gonna ask everybody that same question. Like, if you feel like you need a little bit more substance or content to work with when it comes to just your footwork movement, to just explore and play with, raise your hand, please. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Y'all are good with your footwork when it comes to just playing with, like, okay, for sure. So, I want you guys to start on this exercise right now, and you guys are gonna need a little bit extra time to explore and play.
I'll be honest, I don't know if I can do like that because like even like sitting like this hurts.
Okay, so then what I want you to do instead of this then, right? Instead of you doing like this, right? This is what I would like, this is just for you. Can you do this? Hook, turn, and then from here, I want to challenge you. We're gonna use our right leg to thread through our right leg. Up, here. Place this down, here. And then from here, boom. We're not spinning on your knee. I did that on purpose so that way you're not using your knee. That's just for you. If anybody else wants to fuck with that, it's all yours too, but that was catered for you.
Can you do that again?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't.
So Yeah, I mean, again, I just don't want you to get hurt, man. So again, so I said, I want you to hook, come over, spin. Now we're here. This is coming up, up, down, down. Right foot's coming up and around. Grabbing,
Sorry, can you do
coming
that
up
one more time, actually?
and spin. Just like that. You guys can use that too if you want. So now you have two things to work with. Yeah, I got you. So, again, no, you're good. No need to apologize. Like, don't you dare apologize. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. So again, using my right foot, I'm hooking just like that. Switching sides. Turn, turn. Left arm coming all the way around, followed by my right, and my right foot coming up at the same time. This comes under, down, right foot coming up and around without lifting up your right foot, your right hand completely. From here, releasing, grabbing the air, shifting off my knee, spinning to my left, spinning on my right tippy toe, and boom, we're here. How does that feel? Okay. And again, anybody that prefers to do that, or you can do both. I just want us just to really just, yeah. Does that make sense? Okay, so for 1, 2, 3, 4, I got you guys with some footwork. For you three, you're just starting to like go off of one of those two steps. Again, you're choosing a footwork step of your choice. You're gonna go into one of those two patterns, do the whole sequence, and then go back into your footwork choice, and then you're gonna present it to all of us in the cipher form. Cool? Cool. All right, so for 1, 2, 3, 4, this is a quick crash course on, in my opinion, some of the more simple, basic footwork that I think I can teach really quickly, okay? While being mindful of time. Yeah, so we got more time than I thought. Okay, so I'm gonna just quickly recap all the 3 steps that we always do for the warm-up. Again, these are all like our kick-out variations. So I know that this is your first time here, but this is pretty much like what I normally do to warm up the class. All right, so we're gonna start just right here. We're kicking out, bring it in, kick out. So now we're gonna do the same exact thing, but instead of us using 1 foot, we're gonna use 2 feet. Bring it in, 2 feet, switch, 2 feet, and now we're gonna switch again and right foot out, left foot out, right foot in, switch, left, right. Okay? So that alone is already 3 steps. Those are all technically 3 different steps, but I like grouping them together because they flow really, really well together. So if you add everything together with speed, that would look like, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It flows really good together, right? And I think that there are a lot of footwork steps that complement each other. The next footwork step that I think that you guys would work well with would be me, that's at an easier level, would be 3-step. I'm very, very fond of 3-step. And that consists of us doing this. We're gonna kick out, switch your arms, switch your feet, switch your arms again. Now from here, we're going to have our hips come up and flip over, so that way your chest and your hips are facing down while we're still on our left hand, just like that. Right foot comes down, right hand comes down. Our right foot is now going to kick directly underneath our left hand, and we're gonna sit on your left tippy toe. And 3, 2, 1, kick and sit. And we're gonna make sure that we're sitting upright. Okay, so not back here, but we're sitting up. Now from here, we switch our feet, switch your hands, and go back up, down, kick, switch, switch, and up, down, kick, switch, and switch. Up, down, kick, switch, and switch. I think it was 1 or 2 weeks ago, I also taught a variation of 3-step using your knees. So instead of you, fuck, how do I get out of this? Brain fart. Oh my god.
Back to this.
Thank you. I really just, this is what I was telling you about how sometimes I just, so from this position, instead of us coming up here, an alternate thing that you could do is you can go onto your knees. And that will look like this. 1, 2, hop out of it. So if you do that in real time, that will look like right? Or once you're really comfortable with 3-step, you could go reverse 3-step, which would look like this. And then continue. Opposite direction. Switch. 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 And yeah, you can play with it. Yeah.
I feel like my knees are getting tired before anything else, honestly.
Yeah, you gotta train it. So a lot of this movement, right, even though you should be able to do it right off the top, but footwork in general is tough in the body, especially because you're not used to it. And again, like if this is year 1 of your breaking, which it is, this is the hardest. I think once you hit like your first year of breaking, the body then truly starts to be like, okay, this is, I'm starting to normalize this. But prior to that, I remember it was hell, like getting into it, right? So there will be pain, there will be discomfort, but the best advice that I can give you is you can't half-ass it. Like this dance, you have to, for you to really get used to it, you have to really stick with it. I think that's why a lot of people kind of like, they don't stick with breaking. Out of like my 2+ years teaching here, I've had like hundreds of students, and like Ethan is one of the only few ones who stuck around since day 1. A lot of people are like, they told me, they're like, yo, breaking, I don't know, it's hard because it takes you like months to get one fucking move. Not to understand it, but to feel comfortable just doing the move. Like months. Where if you take a house or a hip hop class or a popping class, like you can get a lot further in a short period of time of learning like some of the basics. But with this, learning the basics takes months of just doing it over and over. So yeah, like for the people that, you know, are breakers, or even if you're not trying to become a b-boy, but if you're just like learning the movement, like I think that's why a lot of other dancers like respect us so much, because the entry level just to get into it is so high, you know? All right, so we went over again. Yes. Yes.
How do you start the 3-step?
How do I start? So if that was going to be my first step, it's exactly how I showed you. So I would start from a kick out position like that, right? And then I would switch my arms, switch my feet, switch my arms, and then come up. And then once you get into the groove, and then yeah. That's how I've always started personally for me. Yeah. Also, for those of you that I asked to keep going, just so that you guys, I didn't forget about you guys. If you guys are able to take bits and pieces of like some of like the basic stuff that I'm already showing them, and again I say this almost every class, and take it and like tweak it to make it harder, similar to like what I consider the 3-step, that's something that I welcome as well. Like if you already have something like done that you're ready to present, that I want you just to follow us along, but I want, or you can even ask me like static, like, what's our harder version of kickouts? What's our harder version of whatever stuff that you're going over? So that way I just want to make sure that you guys aren't just sitting there, okay? So, for everybody else on this side, because I know like this is the hardest part about me teaching all styles. Is like I have to be very mindful of everybody because everybody's at a different level.
It works well.
For sure, I just want to communicate. I just want to make sure everybody's okay. But yeah, what was your other question?
How do you get to this position?
Like, so again, if I think one of the easiest things, like depending on like how complex you want to be, just to keep it simple for now, you could just do a jump and a spin. That's one of the more big, like I don't like to teach this, but just for the sake of demonstration, boom, here. And even though you're not in the same exact position, this ideally you can still boom and then go into your footwork. Or you could do a roll. Another thing that I like to do is a dive. You see me dive a lot. So for those of you that are comfortable like jumping, you know, and then coming up and then going into your footwork, you can dive into it. You guys saw my slide that I like to do here, right? So I can slide and then spin into it. You could do this here, boom. You could, for those of you that know any type of martial arts, you could do a kick into it. If you play any type of sports, again, boom, 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 and then go into your footwork from there. We had a whole class about this, I remember, and then I started making video game references and anime references and like Kamehameha Wave or like this. Like I want you to truly use your imagination because I can give you like 3 things to do, right? And then you can stick with that. Or you can just think about the things that already like inspire you or influence you, ranging. Yeah. Another thing that you just reminded me of that I like to do is like the kick, and I think I showed you this too, where I'll kick here, right, and slide into it. But the possibilities are like generally like endless. Yeah. But okay, we still got time. So not to wait, was that all your questions? Okay, if any more, just ask me. So again, in regards to the footwork that I still want you guys to play with again, it was this, right? There was this. There was this. There was this. Right? Another one would be you could do 6-step, right? That's another very basic step. So for 6-step, we're gonna take this right leg, we're hooking it in, just right here, right? Left foot goes all the way back. Right foot comes out. Also, we're not gonna do the traditional 6-step. We're going to do, I was told that this is the European version, the one where you rotate versus you coming back to the center, and I'm personally more comfortable with that one. So for demonstration purposes, we're gonna stick with that. So this is step number 3 still. This is 4, 5, and 6. So whenever you end, you're ending to the right of where you start. Where the traditional 6-step, when you do it, you're ending where you start, just like that. But I like this one a lot better. It just feels more natural to me. Because ideally, when you're doing your footwork, this is just my personal opinion, I think that you should be rotating. I think that you should be exploring, hitting levels, instead of just like staying like in front of this one subject. Not unless that's your intention. If you're battling someone side ain't sure, but I don't know. I like the rotation a little bit better. So can we just go over that again together? We'll do 4 rotations all the way. So this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So that's another step that you can work with. And then the last one that I'm going to present to you guys that I don't want to overwhelm you would be CCs. Kicking out, both of my hands come up, using this momentum for me falling over to come up, just like that. I'm connecting my knees together. This can come up, bring it down. We sit on that foot, and then we switch our feet. All right? Just like that, and then we switch all the way over, up, down, switch, switch, up, down, switch, switch, right? So with that step alone, you could do a lot to play with. So you could do this, right? That's just a way to play with CC, or you could play with levels like that, but that's just getting a little bit more advanced, but you could just focus on just the core stuff. Okay.
For the 6 step, can you show 2 and 3 steps?
Yeah. So 2. So 1 is I hook in, right? My right foot is hooked in. Left foot's gonna go diagonally back for step 2. Here. And step 3, my right foot follows. Yep. And then, yeah, 4, 5, 6. Just like that. So I want the 4 of you just to work with those steps going into the sequence that I showed earlier. I'll demonstrate both of them just in case you guys forgot. The first one was starting here, no hands, hook, down, unhook, come up, down, up, spin. You get out of it, freestyling, right? You go back into your footwork. The second thing that you can work with was hook, switch, turn, 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 up, hook, down. From here, I'm catching my breath. Forgive me, hold on. Right foot's gonna hook around, just like that. Boom. Then from here, I'm grabbing the air. I'm on my left tippy toe right now, but I'm gonna release this and then spin on my right tippy toe, just like that, to make it back to the center. All right? So I want you 4 to work on that. For you 3 that have been waiting so patiently, I want to work with you guys. Okay, because we have 7 minutes left. Okay, so assuming that you guys already have what you want to showcase, now I want you guys to focus on the transition getting up. So the thing that I was going to show the whole class was this right here, where I'm going to put all the weight on my left hand. I'm going to use this foot and I'm going to kick over. And my left foot is going to come up, but we're going to land on my right foot, and that's going to look like this. In 3, 2, 1, here. And then from here, step, boom. So it's a very dramatic, you know, here. So if I'm doing footwork, right? Here, here, boom. Just like that. Yep. So that's one thing that you could do as a transition to get from down to up. Again, here, stepping out a little bit. This is coming over, just like that, down, spin, right? The second transition would be me starting from here. I'm going to roll back onto my right shoulder, here, just right here. And I think maybe only the 3 of you will be able to do this because of your skill, but we're actually gonna jump off of our right shoulder into a slide to go into a freeze. So if you guys look up for 2 seconds, I'm gonna demonstrate from here, after we roll back. I come here, I'm going to use this right hand to connect to my left elbow, and I'm gonna kick off with that same right foot, and I'm going to slide this way, which will be clockwise in 3, 2, 1, and just like that. From here, I'm going to release, push up, and that is it. But when you do it in one fast motion, it's really good. So I'll demonstrate that. So from here, right? So that's what that will look like as a unique way to get up. I'll demonstrate it one more time, in real time. Again. And then from here, when I stand up off my left foot, we're gonna add 1 spin. Boom.
Where's the spin coming from? Is it actually your
Both actually. That same jerk that you were talking about. Yep, so again, even if I was just here, right? I'm adding all of my weight forward, and I'm just really just thrusting.
I meant for the shoulder.
Oh, sorry, my bad. So from here, so I don't know if you noticed, but when I roll back, I reset right here. And I'm kicking off of that foot, this right foot. Yeah, just like that. So yeah. But yeah, so just because short of time, I want you two just to kind of, or you 3, to pick around with those 2 steps. I'm gonna give everybody. Fuck, let's we have more time. I'm gonna try to push a little bit. Yeah. All right. So this is. I hate to rush you guys. I'm gonna give you guys like another minute to work with that. And then after that, we're gonna go into one giant side and we're just gonna add everything together. The only sad thing that I wish that we had more time to do is like, I really wanted to see them try this, but I want them just to focus on building like that footwork foundation. So technically, like you 3 will be doing something a little bit more advanced than what they're doing, which is okay. And just for the sake of time as well. But I'm gonna give you guys 30 seconds just to play with the get-ups. For my 4 over here, let's get ready to hop into a giant cipher. You guys are just gonna demonstrate everything together. And that'll be it for class. I'll give you guys a heads up. I'm also hosting in the big room. If you guys wanna come, if this is your first session here, you can go to session there for free. Otherwise it's $7. Lastly, this is very important. I'm hosting a party this Saturday at the Black Flamingo from 10 to 4 a.m. So if you guys have nothing to do this Saturday and you want to come and support my event, just let me know and I will put you on guest list, and yeah, basically you'll get in for free. It's in Brooklyn, Williamsburg. Yeah. But I'll talk more about that. I just wanted to make that announcement in case you guys need to rush out and go. But let's get a cipher going, please. Everybody's gonna go once, and then if you guys want to talk to me, you can talk outside. All right, so let's get started. All right, giant cipher, please. All Alright, so we are very short for time, so please no, I'm scared. Just everybody, let's go. Hop it in. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go.
Downloading it out with jacks, skipping the cripple coffee stains, tell me the improv. You couldn't hang with his right neck, escaping the inch model. Mechanical maniac, mechanism, due to knowledge. Cannibalistic mind open.
Nice,
I got a jetpack with 2 handles made out of microphones. Blast these raps off on a blast.
There we go. I was about to say, where's the split at? Good, good. Let's keep it going, please. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Yep.
As the world keeps spinning around, thunderclouds
yep.
shining down, ready to hit the ground and burn down the town. Staring at these man-made bright lights. I got sun in my eyes, my lips wide. Shut like Tom Cruise in control on the incline. I'm climbing, staring at these walls on 4 sides for 3 nights.
Nah, you gotta finish strong. No, it's okay. It's okay. As long as you finish strong. That's what I'm looking for. Even if you fuck up, but you got that. Good. Get it. Yep.
It's not a cycle. This is a session. Mine is a weapon. We detonate on the record. T-3, 2 more seconds. My mic. Related message.
Yep.
It's not a cycle. This is a smart session.
Yep.
Mine is a weapon. We detonate on the record.
Keep it going. Yep. Nice. And out. Yep. Yep. That's right. Keep it going. Even if you forget, keep the flow. Yep. Nice. Oh, okay. Nice. Let's get it. Yep. There you go. Let's get it. Thank you guys. Again, if you guys need to continue talking, I am right here. And again, session is starting. Otherwise, again, if you guys either want your footage or if you're interested in a party, you guys static on IG, DM me. And that is it. Thank you guys for coming here. Alright. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. I know. Hey. Hello. I'm chilling. Hello. Hey. Let me give you a little side hug. Hey. My bad, hustle people. Hey. You good? You sure? Yeah, well, I'm not cold yet, but you should get like a little portable heater. Oh, you have it hooked up? Smart. It feels like all of you guys.
Thank you. Pleasure learning.
I'm sorry. No, you're good. What's up, bro? Hey.